And I have the huge pleasure to be with Alexi from Children of Bodom. Welcome to Spain again.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, I know. You love Spain, right?
I do.
What do you like about Spain the most?
Well, mostly I love to play here because
Okay,
usually the
good.
crowd is like so awesome. They're very loud, and I love, just love that.
Good, because most of the time when I asked this question, they said to me, food, jamón, tortilla, like Spanish food. No, not really into it.
No, well, I mean it's all right, but I like the I like the audience better.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, latest album. It just came out like a month ago. I Worship Chaos, and I have to say I listened to it. It's great. So if you don't have it, just go, run, grab a copy because it's really good. Yeah, run. And I was really impressed with the guitars in this album. It's like in the past albums, I don't know, in this one it's like super rich, like the riffs and everything, and you still keep that essence of Children of Bodom. How you manage to do this? Because it's so different than the past.
Well, I think that the main difference would be that I actually played all the guitars in this album.
Yeah.
Because the other guy, he basically, well, we parted ways like a couple of days before the studio started, and we didn't really have time to even sit down and think about any options as far as like a new member or anything. So I was like, what, fuck it, I'll play all of them. I don't care, as long as we just get it done. And well, I did write all the riffs as I always have in the past, so none of that really changed. But as far as like all the the riffs and all the music and stuff like that, it's everything came out naturally, like as it always does. I don't really like to think about it beforehand, you know what I mean? So I just kind of like I just sort of go out and do it and hope for the best. So if you like it, that makes me very happy.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. What does it mean on a personal level, this album, for you?
Well, it means everything, basically. I mean, that's like, this album is like basically my life, like 2 years of my life just condensed in like 40 minutes. So, I mean, it's basically everything. And as far as the music and the lyrics, I basically vent out everything, like basically all the negativity that happens in life, and which is a pretty good source of inspiration to have, because you're never going to run out of bullshit in life, Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. So I mean, so at least I'm safe on that department. So that's basically what I do. Instead of like, if something bad happens to me, instead of like acting out impulsively or violently or whatever, which is something that I might have done in the past, I try to sort of
create something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So I try to sort of like savor all the negative feelings and then, channel those feelings in the music, and then that's also what makes the music real,
Of course, it's some sort of therapy for you.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I know it's kind of a cliche to say that because everybody seems to say it, but in my case, it's very true.
Yeah.
It is a form of therapy.
Good. What does it mean, chaos, to you?
Well, basically, I just don't do very well with silence in general, I mean, silence is just something that, I don't know, it freaks the shit out of me, I mean, probably, well, it does, yeah. I mean, I have too much crazy in my head, I mean, it's just my head's just like on overdrive constantly, and I can't, it doesn't necessarily mean that I need to have like a fucking mosh pit in my bedroom or whatever, but well, hey, nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying that. But sometimes, it just means that, I need to have the TV on when I go to bed, as long as it's just not like totally quiet, because the quiet scares me, honestly. It's just, yeah. So I like, so to speak, I need chaos around me to make me feel comfortable, I guess.
Well, some people thinks that chaos is necessary for change as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that. So I mean, well, yeah, I mean, there's a deeper meaning to it too, but that's basically, yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. So people
It's a very good way. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. This is a big question because you started in 1993. That's a long time ago.
Sure was.
Yeah. And you look really good, huh?
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I want to know the secret of that. If you were not a musician, what would you do in life?
Oh God, I don't even want to know. I maybe I'd be in jail or in some sort of mental institution, but like I said, you know, I mean, music has definitely saved my life. So I have no other options. I never really did. I mean, I knew it since I was a kid that I was gonna. This is what I wanted to do, and this is what I need to do. So I dropped out of school when I was 15, and I got a job and everything, but I basically just all I did was just concentrate on playing, practicing, writing music, and like 1993, we were like 13 and 14 years old, me and my drummer, and we started making demo tapes and stuff like that, and then the bass player, he joined in 1995, and then blah blah blah. Then we basically got a record deal in 1997, and the rest is just history.
That's really interesting. Do you remember exactly, that exact moment when you thought like, this is what I want to do for a living the rest of my life? Remember that moment when you were young?
I kind of do, yeah, actually. Well, I was probably like 4 years old or something like that, and I heard my dad was playing like a Dire Straits record or something like that. I think it was like the song "Money for Nothing" or something like that, right? And I went up to my dad like, "What is that?" I heard the riff, and like, that's so awesome. I thought it was the best thing ever. He's like, "That's guitar," and I was like, "That's what I want to do." Like, no bullshit. I mean, it's like so. So yeah, I mean, well, I started playing violin when I was 7 years old, and so I started with that, but at the same time, I sort of already had developed this obsession for guitar, that I just knew that one day I was gonna play guitar, and I sort of kept bugging my parents about it for years and years, and finally, when I was 11 years old, my dad got me my first guitar, and then there you go.
And there you go.
Yeah.
You have a lot of experience because you started very young. And today, how you see the industry of music, mostly metal music, how much it changed for you?
Well, it's changed a lot, actually. I mean, well, ever since our first album came out, I could see the metal scene going up and getting more popular. Like, let's just say from the mid '90s, like the scene was pretty much dead. Like especially like extreme metal. It was very underground, and the shows weren't that big. And then it sort of started to get a lot bigger, pretty much everywhere. I mean, not just in Europe, but U.S. as well. And then so I mean I could see the change, which was awesome. But now obviously, music business has changed a lot because of the internet and like all that crap, which I don't really want to get into it too much, because I don't want to be one of those guys who are bitching and whining about it. It is what it is, right? I mean, okay, fine, people download shit, but I mean, you just gotta play along. It's like, if you're just gonna cry about it, you're never gonna get anywhere. So I've always said that if you know how to play your instrument, if you know how to fucking kick ass live, and if you can handle a lot of touring, you're always going to be fine. And that's what we do. I mean, Children of Bodom has always been a live band. We've always been about touring. Yeah, I mean, we've been on the road since we were like 18 and 17 years old, so we basically grew up living like this. So and I'm 36 now, but it's like, fuck, I don't want to go home. This is what I do. This is where I belong.
This is my life, right?
Well, it is. Yeah.
I'm asking you this because there's so many new bands these days, a lot of people that, want to make it in the business. And obviously, as we said, rules have changed in this industry. And so many of them see you as a model, as a role model of what they would like to do. So what would be your advice to these new bands?
Well, honestly, it's really hard to say as far as like, getting a record contract and everything.
Making a really difficult interview for you today,
yeah,
sorry.
No, I mean, no, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I need to keep my mind active somehow. So, but no, I'm just saying that now, like, getting a record contract, it's not the same as it was like way back in the day. Yeah. And I mean, who knows if they're even gonna fucking print CDs in a couple of years, But what I do know is that at the end of the day, though, the bottom line is that, you always need to practice and take every possible chance to play live that you can possibly get, even if it's just any kind of fucking event that you could, like, possibly just, get your band to play and just take the
play.
chance, yeah, and just sort of get more experience in that department. And like I said, you know, I mean, when you become a solid live band, you know, that's a pretty good way to like get things started. Yeah.
That's a good advice.
Well, thank you.
Okay, well, what sort of music you listen to usually, like new bands or, you know, what inspires you when you drive in your car? What kind of, you know, what CD is playing there?
Well, I listen to a lot of different. Why did you just laughing?
I'm
already?
scared. I'm scared what you're gonna say. Okay, go for it.
I listen to anything, you know, like it's not all in metal, you know. I can listen to anything from like Dark Throne to Poison to Pink to Fleetwood Mac to Pantera to Slipknot to fucking Cyndi Lauper. You know, you can see where I'm going. So
Cyndi Lauper.
I love Cyndi Lauper.
You should sing me something.
It's too early for that.
Okay, later.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Promise.
I promise? Okay,
I
done.
do.
Okay, well, and it was a pleasure to talk to you, really.
Oh, thank you.
And I want you to sing Cyndi Lauper for me in a while, so anyway, welcome to Spain. Have a really good show tonight, tomorrow, and the rest of the tour is going through US, right?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, EMP Live TV.
Bye bye.
Great.
All right.
I need you to do a little,
Thingy.
yeah, like EMP Live TV. You're watching EMP Live TV.
So what was it called
Alexi,
again?
EMP Live
EMP Live. Okay.
TV.
All
So
right.
just go with
Yeah. All right.
yeah. Whatever you want to say.
You're rolling? Yeah. Hey, it's Alexi from Chillin' Bodom, and you are watching EMP Live TV. Rock on.